It's Zanzi, early morning. Two things I want to talk about. Care packages and being plumb and square with yourself. I am in a how can we situation, and every time I ask for help, the other person gets triggered and writes me off. Very literally being left for dead. What's wrong with y'all? Is whiteness. Now, white supremacy, bad, evil. Criminalize it and handle it. FBI, domestic terrorism, okay. But if we eradicated all the white supremacists, would tomorrow be a substantially different day for Black humans? In the US of Hypocrisy, that's the morphic field we're in right now. I'd like out. Hire me as the well-being philosopher. University of Botswana. Somewhere in Kingston. Grenada. And be a Bayesian. All right. Africa, Caribbean. Agendas for the future. Collaborations, strategic win-win-win collaborations, because I am the globe's original consulting philosopher in the Sherlock sense. Crimes against humanity from the Western whiteness thought tradition. The thought consensus of whiteness is way the fuck whack. I gotta figure out what that means. Whiteness always cracks. Prognosticated. You weren't quite yet seeing the Linda Hamilton of this face, but this face is Linda Hamiltoning. Very nearly 55. Care package. Me. Okay, I know this is not the first time, and every time I'm trying to make it the last time, but it's almost never even enough for that time. I need care for. I'm alone in the world. And what that does to humans in 2024 is a very perverse thing. Because, in a nutshell, how dare you ask to be cared for? Because I need to get my caring on first. Nobody in the civilization is being loved. Nobody in the civilization knows their own needs or their own truth. Everything is assessed by the money matters most masculinity that is guaranteed to self-extinct our species in approximately 30 years. Go out and help people. What's so hard about that? It's very hard. You don't have the money. You don't have the time. You know, it's what we've become is such a weak copy of who we can be. You know, we got this mitochondrial Eve. Why could it be mitochondria Zanzi? Nelson and Winnie's daughter, Zanzi. Zindzi. Why don't we have a mitochondrial Zanzi when what we're trying to explain by mitochondrial Eve is that we are all African ancestrally? The hypocrisy hypocrisy. The science is no human. There's not even any fringe lunatics suggesting that pale skin erupted in Iceland by itself. It did not. Aboriginal Icelanders, Australian Aboriginals, Fiji, Easter Island, Hawaiians, Incas, Mayas, Aztecs. They're all Africans who went on rowabout. This land bridge thing is not the answer to all of human migration. And it's actually not the answer for the global majority. At a Kundalini awakening, we don't even have words in English, self-engineered it. It didn't just occur. It wasn't just something that happened once and I got all these feelings about it, but I got all of this intellectual property about it. It's bioelectromagnetic conductivity. And as the globe's original consulting philosopher of my own branch, quantum physiology, this philosopher of science, these science communicators, these people get paid so much. And when you're like, but I'm the science communicator of Dave Chappelle, creativity and quality of monologuing. So all this stuff went on, but to bring it down to the essence of how I transduced thoughts in my head to alter my physiology. I gave bioelectricity upgrades to myself, which increased my biomagnetism, which altered my biochemistry, which produced biomechanical. Do you see his face? And this is first thing in the morning. Do I need to say it? There's not been a stitch of makeup on me, 55 years old. I'm waking right up. I don't even have access. I'm sitting here waiting for them to unlock the motherfucking bathroom. Because I'm not a human. I don't have a single Maslow being met. And I have an autistic meltdown, and the person is just throwing boundaries at me. You may not be autistic like that. Your autism is triggering my autism. I am one of the autistic people who's like, everybody's autistic. And I'm trying to say, we need to invalidate that whole... Western medicine has got it all so wrong. Temple Grandin is not a professor of human physiology or quantum thinking. She makes things, very useful things, and she makes things that approximate cows' needs in ways that weapons of mass discombobulation. And goes the fire truck. Why do both these extraordinarily autistic triggering vehicles got to always go places together? They do different things. The building burning down or the human being dying. And occasionally these things go in absurd. I agree. I'm not saying they can't, but they always traveling in pairs. And I'm so sensitive to smoke. I'm telling you, there ain't no house fires. Only just blocks away. This is a day return trip. Because I'm sitting here in the building where the police are, but they cannot protect and serve a 24-hour bathroom. I know it feels great to say defund the motherfuckers. However, what we really are trying to do is de-weaponize them. De-weaponize them, then they can protect and serve and offer this community a 24-hour bathroom. They're not just spooking the homeless people. There's a big problem. Humans, when they need to go to the bathroom, have to have the ability to get into bathrooms. We can't demand a society that isn't a festering latrine by putting up all these signs, restrooms for customers only, restrooms for humans who need to use them. What is wrong with how y'all think this hypocrisy? Maybe lock in the restroom so they could ticket you for I can't. Humans can't just not go. Nor can't signs all over this supposedly, nature-loving tourist town. Passive aggressive. Every single tiny little bread box size of grass. No dogs. And they instructing you that dog urine harms plants. There is a world of interdynamic relationships between plants and animals. And we're going around putting signs up, instructing the public. Animal elimination is another word for plant fertilizer. And I got to walk in a library every day promoting bad science to the public. Dog urine kills plants. You don't have little circles of grass? That's because people are not giving their dogs actual nutrition. You're giving your dogs beef-flavored tortilla chips. That's even, there's some good stuff in tortilla chips. I mean, you ain't eating nothing but you're making your dog do it. They scavengers. They got as robust and ability to eat everything as we do. Just how mental fitness works is you don't let this society be fucking with you. You get all this cognitive dissonance because you're like, okay, well, we're all intertwined, but dog urine kills plants. Don't. Those little circles, that's a dog that's polluted. Nutrition to the dog, nutrition to the people, and the elimination, it can be, you can, but by and large, it's just fertilizer. And yeah, it's right when it comes out, it's completely sterile to you. And to most people, and with your state of health, there's some timing when the stuff is pretty active. All the medians, all the towns, populated by all the veterinarians and all of the charities for elder dogs. You just get the scoops, and it's And then put in nut trees and fruit trees and edible plants and hire a homeless person and build them a tiny residence and the fix all this. Just no will, because everyone's just like looking at the money. There's no ingenuity because everyone's just like, well, we already can't pay for what we got. Care for life. Make it your job. Go get some Maslow's that aren't being met. And find out how to be helpful. Change your life. Because then you're going to be a lot more clear on where your own needs aren't being met, and you could get them met. One thought changed my whole life. I've never tried to do anything but what was right. I've never tried to be anything but the best person I could possibly be. This is actively happening all the time. And very rarely, I have an autistic meltdown. Since I turned 50. Adult onset autism. Medical impossibility. That adult onset autism would allow me to evaporate 150 pounds at 15 months after turning 50. Is it neurology or is that a physiology? Is the endocannabinoid system central? When your brain has a theory and can concentrically think, and everything filters right in that theory. Life-centric thinking is a billion-dollar education theme for the education empire of #BreakingBrilliant. We know what the men do. They go bad. Whereas those men made meth. This woman wakes wisdom. I'm the one who shouts. Mama says knock you out. Don't call it a comeback. I'm Fresh Prince from scratch. Harmony.